Sixth episode begins by showing Bruegel taking New Babylon back to his stronghold. Once they are inside, one of his guards is attacked by what sounds like a large monster. Elsewhere, the Croat tries explaining the Dama's death to Negan Smith. Negan asks him what comes next for him. The Croat tells him his family will be arriving tomorrow and they can choose to leave or stay. Maggie Rhee, Herschel Rhee, and Pearlie Armstrong discuss what they are going to do now they are with Bruegel. Before the conversation gets very far, they are summoned to meet with Bruegel. He apologizes for the treatment and tells them they are free to leave if they want, but there is no sense in leaving on an empty stomach. After they stay, Bruegel tells them he is impressed with what they've done on the mainland, and there is nothing more he would like than to be colonized by them. He then offers to give them the methane and throw in the extermination of Negan and the Croat. Maggie asks if they are just supposed to trust him after she saw him being chummy with the Croat. Bruegel says being chummy was necessary at the time. Pearlie tells him they will think his offer over, but before anything else transpires, one of Bruegel's people busts in with the guard who was attacked. Bruegel tries to find out who or what attacked her, but she dies. The Croat has a breakdown over the Dama and Negan possibly leaving with his family. Negan tries to comfort him and tells him that he could also walk away. Pearlie considers taking Bruegel's offer, but Maggie tries talking him out of it. He asks if there is another way to get the methane. She says she, him, Herschel, and Ginny can do it. He reminds her that she once wanted Negan dead and asks why it matters that he lives now. Before she can answer, Ginny storms off. They decide to sleep on it. Negan asks the Croat what he would do if he could go anywhere. He tells him he would go home to Croatia, but he crashed his boat into the island. He asks Negan to come with him and says he could bring his family. Negan tells him he can't. During this conversation, the Croat notices the bottom of Negan's boot. After this, the Croat connects two and two and realizes it was Negan who killed the rat and set it up to make it look like it was him who did it. They race towards Lucille, and the Croat gets to her first and knocks Negan down. The Barazzi stand at attention, but the Croat tells them to stand down. The fight is between him and Negan. Negan manages to wrestle the bat away, the Croat, and hits him with it several times. The Barazzi still stand at attention, but do not intervene. Negan tells the Croat he saved him from the Dama, and he made him who he is. The Croat eventually ends up agreeing, and they stop fighting. Negan tells him to leave and to never come back. The Croat leaves. Ginny tries cleaning the wound on her side, but Maggie walks in on her. Maggie tells her that when this is all said and done, she and Herschel will be heading back to the bricks, and she is welcome to come with them. When Ginny doesn't say anything, Maggie begins talking about the time she thought about killing Negan and what it cost her not to do so. Maggie also tells her that she sees herself in her, but she can't help her because she can't help herself. Negan heads back to his cell, but only stays a few seconds. He then grabs a torch and walks to the end of the corridor where he opens a chamber. Inside is Benjamin Pierce. Negan frees him and tells him he is free to go. Benjamin says he wants to go home but doesn't have the first clue how to get there. They spend several minutes talking about history and Benjamin being a historian. Negan tells him about how he used to run his people and how he thought he was keeping them safe. Herschel wakes in the middle of the night and tries to poison New Babylon's canteen with walker blood, but Maggie catches him. This leads to an argument and him asking what it matters, because if New Babylon leaves, she gets what she wants too. She tells him it's not the same as before and he doesn't know what they are doing to Negan, but it doesn't matter because they are going home tomorrow. He tells her that's not home. He walks off and she tries stopping him, but he pushes her away. When he opens the door to leave, he sees a monster. They manage to close the door just in time as the monster approaches. They both then take off running and split up. When Maggie makes it to Bruegel's fighting arena, she encounters what appears to be an infected bear. She takes off running and frees the walkers tied to the wall. They go after the bear, giving her just enough time to escape. The bear quickly dispatches the walkers, while Maggie tries to escape but fails. Just as the bear is about to attack Maggie, Herschel throws a knife and hits it in the head. He throws another and hits it again. Maggie ducks into Bruegel's fighting area while the bear stands on its hind legs and swings wildly. It eventually drops down and lands on the sharp points of the cage surrounding the fighting arena. Maggie goes looking for Herschel and winds up a Radio City Hall. Negan finds her and tells her Herschel isn't there. He also tells her the Dama is dead and she has a special way of reading people. He tells her he wasn't lying about his situation, he just figured it out. She says he always does. He tells her King Francis Theater is the only place he can think that Herschel might go if he thought the Dama was alive. She tells him Bruegel is planning an ambush for him. He asks about Ginny. He tells her that his wife and kid will be there soon and asks what he should tell them. She doesn't say anything and simply walks away. Bruegel's men are cleaning up the mess in the arena when Pearlie approaches and finds the throwing knives. He tells Ginny he can't find Maggie or Herschel, but he's got a good feeling they left that bear. When Negna's wife and child arrive, he tells his people to take them back to Tennessee. Pearlie tells Bruegel he isn't going to take his deal. Bruegel asks him if he's not worried about Negan, which shouldn't even be possible because he shot him dead. Bruegel then shows him a transformed Major Lucia Narvaez and says he found her first before she fully turned and when she was lucid enough to tell him everything. Negan and his men are returning to base when he tells them to go inside without him. He stands outside to reflect for just a few minutes before Ginny shows up and pulls her pistol on him. She stands pointing her gun at him a few minutes before she collapses. He takes her inside and finds her wound. This is where the episode ends.